Hey everybody, Thomas Joseph here with another kitchen conundrum that I know you all have. Grilling steaks properly. Oftentimes people find that they have what we call here in the test kitchen the bullseye effect. And that is when your steak, it looks great on the outside, but when you cut into it, it's actually rare in the middle, raw almost in the middle. And that's what it means, that's the bullseye effect. So red in the center, but on the outside it's overcooked. I'm gonna show you how to do this perfectly. So we're gonna forget about this guy here. And there are a few tricks and tips that I will show you along the way that will help to prevent that. So I have an 18-ounce strip steak. You can use ribeye steaks, any steaks that you love, whatever your favorite is. And you want to make sure that you pull this out of the refrigerator. You want to kind of get the chill out of the meat. So at least 30 minutes, up to 45. And what you want to do is take a paper towel and really dab off any excess moisture. Because what happens if you have excess moisture, when you're searing, it creates steam and it's not going to give you a wonderful crust on the outside. And then a little drizzle of a neutral flavored oil, something with a high smoke point. And what that means, a high smoke point, the temperature of the oil can go much higher, and that's when it achieves its smoke. So just a little drizzle of, I'm using grapeseed oil here, but safflower oil would work well. And then a liberal sprinkling of salt and coarsely ground pepper. And you really need to be generous here because this is all the seasoning it has. It's not penetrating into the meat really, it's just creating a nice seasoned crust. So now I have a very, very hot cast iron skillet here, and this is a grill pan, but you could certainly do this in just a regular cast iron skillet, or you could use your grill, but you want high heat to start. So I'm going to take the steak and I'm going to place it at a 45-degree angle with the ridges of the pan. And this is what's going to create those wonderful crosshatch marks that you see in the restaurants. High heat, you can hear the sear. You want to cook it for about 2 minutes and then rotate it and cook it for another 2 minutes more. So it's been about 2 minutes. Just like that, and another 2 minutes more, and then we'll flip it. Now, if you have a smaller steak, if your steak is maybe 1 inch thick, you want to do this for less time on each side. So maybe a minute, and then another minute, and then you flip it over. Depends on the thickness of the steak. Another 2 minutes, and I'm going to flip it, and you'll see it has those wonderful grill marks that we love. So another 2 minutes on one side, we're going to rotate it again, another 2 minutes, and then it's going to go into the oven to finish cooking. All right, I'm going to transfer this to a quarter sheet tray here with a rack, and this is going to help. It's not going to steam the bottom of the steak. It's going to help with the airflow around the steak and help cook it. If you're doing this outside on your barbecue, what you want to do is you want to change the heat source. So originally starting with direct heat directly under the steak, you want to move the heat away from the steak to the perimeter of your grill. So what that does is it creates almost an oven, which will help cook the steak at a nice, even rate. So into the oven. So it's been about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna temp the steak right in the center from the side. And we want the steak to register about 120, 125 degrees for medium rare. So it's perfect, it's at about 121 degrees, and now I'm going to remove it from the rack, and I'm gonna rest it, which is very important, for about 10 minutes before slicing it. What that does is it helps the juices to redistribute throughout the meat. So if you cut it now, all of the juices would pour out and you're gonna end up with something that's kind of dry. So the steak has been resting for about 10 minutes and I'm just gonna slice it in half to show you. So there you have it, a perfectly cooked steak, nice and medium rare, not raw inside at all. And all that took were a few simple tricks. If you have any kitchen conundrums that you need solved, comment below, or reach out to me using the hashtag kitchen conundrums and I will solve whatever kitchen problems you may have.